So yesterday I was watching this movie. It was like made in the 70s, and the character in the movie said to the other person, she said, "You're cracked." And I remembered that's what we used to say, like, "You're crazy, cracked." People don't say you're cracked anymore. But anyway, so I finished this, and look, this crack is growing as we speak. And I just wanted to kind of talk about that because so what's going to happen is, and this is really interesting because the tone of the gourd, this gourd had a nice tone. Anyway, you can't hear it right now. I don't want to play it. But you can get the smallest crack, and once there's air going in, the whole tone will be subdued and gone. Now, if I was going to sell this on a retail thing, I wouldn't use the gourd. I would just say, oh, well. So that's what I mean when I say you don't know till you've made the thing out of the gourd. You don't know what you're getting yet until you're all done. So what I'm going to do with this, because I'm keeping it, or it'll be a barter item or something at discount, is I'm going to put glue on there, just regular white glue probably. And I could put like a leather patch or something just to hold it there, but anyway, so that happens, and it probably will travel if I don't do anything to it at all, because I didn't see it the other day, and look, you can see light in it. So, so sometimes, like, that even means I'm not going to make a shake rag with it. I'm just going to do something else with it, which is why these bottle gourds, they're good shake rag gourds, but if you don't use it for the instrument, oh man, you could do tons of other stuff with it. So while I'm on the topic of innards, because the last video I made about gourd innards, I couldn't believe how many views it got. So maybe there's gourd people paying attention, but I wanted to mention one more thing about cleaning out the thing. I can just say it, I guess. Okay, I learned the hard way because I never took classes. Nobody told me, but I bought a bunch of gourds and I threw them in a hot bathtub with pretty hot water, thinking I could clean it better that way, and I didn't, because the heat, the hot water, just found itself a little air pocket and popped it all open like wood. If you put wood in hot water, it's going to expand. So anyway, don't do that. The other thing is that when you open it up, let me go find one that's got that, because I'm going to have to do this. I'll go back to this guy again. Okay, sometimes when you open them, the gourd is already cured to the point where it's down to the bone there, and you don't even have to try to get this junk off. See, this is that outer skin, and if I had that power tool, I might set it up. But normally what I do when it's really hard to get that outer skin off or anything, I just soak it in water overnight, and it'll peel off like paper. So that's what I meant. And then, see, oh look, got a good view. See all that papery junk down there? Now I'm thinking of leaving it on in the middle just to solidify the middle, but this is not going to be a shaker. It's going to be something else. It's a big surprise. And eventually I'm going to go in there and clean all that out. And then if I soak it in water, you can come in later on and just peel it off like the skin of something. But don't use hot water, because you run the risk of popping cracks in your gourd and everything like that. So lukewarm water. So there was that. And just the other thing, which is so interesting, not many people talk about the toxicity factor, because I also found out the hard way. I was living in a big house, and no one told me to only work outside or ventilation, and it was winter, and the house had high ceilings, so I opened up a bunch of gourds with the dust and the seeds. I put a scarf on, but I was very, 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 very sick. For 2 weeks after that, I thought I had the flu, until I realized that I had inhaled too much of the gourd dust. Also, Ginger Ryan, who co-authored one of the earlier books that came out about gourd crafting, based out of Berkeley, the canning shop, Berkeley, California. Anyway, I knew those guys way back in the 80s too, and the rumor mill had it that she had developed a brain tumor, and there was gourd dust in the mass of the tumor. So I'm just saying, this is not for everybody to do this kind of work, but you should be careful, because when I got sick from breathing all that dust, and I realized why, and I made 6 giant shake rays just like these, but I didn't take precautions, and I had like scratchy throat, I had fever, muscle ache, and everything. So sometimes it's just this. And that is why I'm making all these videos, because I don't want to do this forever. I want to teach how to play, do something else. Y'all can do all the labor. But anyway, just to say that, and there was a lady, I knew, a gourd artist in New York City. She wore goggles, masks, and everything, and she used power tools or not, but she was so allergic to the dust that even the mask didn't make it. So she was saying, this was years ago, that she couldn't even really do the craft because of her sensitivity to it. So I'm just kind of saying all that. So, and so, yeah, so workouts have a lot of ventilation. Okay, I guess that's the tips for today. And I'll put the word innards in the title because maybe that's what got people going there. I don't know. It's pretty, it must be useful information. Okay, bye.